Hello guys, welcome to the Knowledge Domain, the concept of life sciences and biotechnology. In today's lecture, we are going to learn the gene regulation. Genes. Genes are the states of the DNA that encodes the amino acid sequence of the polypeptide chain. And the gene expresses in the form of the proteins and the RNA. And it is responsible for performing all the activities of a cell as well as the organisms. So DNA or the RNA, both of them are used by the living organisms as genetic material. But most of the living organisms, they use the DNA as their preferable nucleic acid that is used as the genetic material, because the alpha helix of the DNA is chemically more robust or stable. Regulation of transcription is fundamental to all aspects of the cell behavior. And through this transcription, then there is the translation leads to the synthesis of the protein and that performs all the functions as I discussed in the beginning of the lecture. So the function like utilization of nutrients by the bacteria to the complex behavior of neurons in the human brains, all are performed by the transcription process that will finally result in the synthesis of the proteins. There are some genes which are constitutively expressed. Those are responsible for homeostasis activity. There are some cells which secretes lots of products. Some genes are regulated exogenously by hormones. Some appears only during differentiation or growth. Some genes never express in some cells. So these are the regulation of the genes that results in this type of activities. And it has very important role in developmental biology, medicine, stem cell regulation, physiology, and agriculture. Cellular regulatory mechanism that determine timing of rate of expression of gene functional products. Regulation of transcription is happen both in initiation as well as the elongation stage. But in prokaryotes, it is mostly in the initiation step of the transcription that the regulation is controlled or the regulation is maintained. In 1950, Francois Jacob and Jacob Monod, they proposed the operon concept. And operon is a cluster of the gene under the control of a single promoter. So before going into the operon of some of the gene products, we should know how the gene regulation is happening. So this is the negative regulation. In case of the negative regulation, the repressor protein without any signal molecules binds at the operator and inhibit the transcription. Or the receptor protein in the presence of the signal molecule is able to bind at the operator and inhibit the transcription. It is inhibit the transcription of the gene, that's why it is the negative regulation. And when the signal molecule, the product of this expression of this operon is facilitating the synthesis or the transcription of the enzyme responsible for its modulation. That's why it is the inducible operon. And when the product of this operon in the presence of the product, it is inhibiting the transcription. That's why it is repressible. Here, the product of this operon is facilitating the transcription. That's why it is inducible. Here, the product of this operon is inhibiting the transcription. That's why it is repressible. And the positive regulation is when the rate of transcription is enhanced by an activator in the absence of a signal molecule or in the presence of a signal molecule. So the gene regulation can be repressed or it can be activated. When there is a negative regulation, it can be an inducible operon or a repressible operon. Then this is understanding the operon concept, taking lactose metabolism as an example. So in this case, lactose will inhibit the binding of the repressor at the operator and thus facilitate the transcription of the genes responsible for the lactose metabolism. That's why it is inducible operon that we will discuss on this slide. So the lactose is a disaccharide and it is catabolized by the beta galactosidase into galactose and glucose. As you can see here, this is the lactose. Beta galactosidase, they hydrolyzes the lactose into the galactose and the glucose. So lactose to be hydrolyzed inside the cell, it has to be transported into the cell. So this transport of lactose into the cell is performed as the lactose permease. And the trans-acetylase, lactose trans-acetylase, it inactivates. The beta galactosidase trans-acetylase, it inactivates the toxic thiogalactosides. So this is the lac operon. So the Z is the beta galactosidase, Y is the lactose permease, and A is the beta galactosidase trans-acetylase. This is the operator, which is almost 20 base pairs in length, and this is the promoter. So the promoter, operator, and the structural loci, all of them in combination, they form the operon. This is the RNA polymerase to make it possible for the transcription of the structural genes of these genes that will result in the synthesis of these polypeptides, which are enzymes and the proteins. It has to bind here. But the regulatory gene, the I, it results in the synthesis of a protein repressor. This repressor, they will go and it will bind at the operator. So because the repressor is already bind here, the RNA polymerase cannot bind here. So there is no transcription. So in an experimental situation, they use the allolactose. So when the allolactose is there, it binds with the repressor. So the repressor is removed from here and the RNA polymerase binds here. And once RNA polymerase binds here, there is a transcription. So the allolactose or lactose, they bind to the repressor. So it means that lactose is available. And when the lactose is available, it has to be catabolized. So because it is negatively regulating the transcription process, that's why it is a negative point. So to better understand, in terms of minute details of nucleotide sequence, in this figure we can see the ATD here. So this is the gene products of the beta galactosidase, and we know that all proteins, they start with the methionine. The sequence is the ATD. So this is the start of the structural loci, and here this is the +1. This is the transcription initiation site. So the distance between the transcription initiation site and the beginning of the protein amino acid is almost 40 nucleotide in length, and this operator we already discussed, it is almost, this operator is almost 20 nucleotide in length. Here you can see it is -8 to +28. So it seems like that it is almost 30 nucleotide here, but it is around 20 nucleotide, and this is the CAMP receptor protein binding site that we will discuss in the following slide for the positive control. So here the CAMP CRP binding site, then the RNA polymerase binding site, and this constitute the promoter region in case of the lag operon. In case of the prokaryotic operon. So before that was the negative control. In this case, it is the positive control. Here we will see the effect of glucose on the expression of gene that encode the enzyme catabolism of the other sugars, alternative source of carbon and the energy. Like the lactose is another sugar, like the maltose, sucrose are the other sugars. Those are also used for the same purpose what glucose is used, for the source of the carbon and the energy. So when glucose is available, glucose prefer to be utilized or catabolized fast. So the glucose leads to the alpha ketoglutarate, which is a intermediate product of the glucose catabolism in the citric acid cycle. And when the alpha ketoglutarate is there, it will inhibit the adenylyl cyclase. And if adenylyl cyclase is inhibited, there is no formation of the CAMP. If CAMP is not there, the CAMP activator protein, it will not able to bind to the promoter of the lag operon. So the glucose is inhibiting the activity of this lag operon. Why? Because glucose is preferentially utilized. As long as glucose is available, glucose will be used, and enzyme involved in the catabolism of the alternative energy sources will be inhibited. Like here, the lactose catabolism means it is not activated. With the activity increase is inhibited by the glucose. That will be better explained in our this way. So here there is no lactose, only glucose is here. So because this is the lag operon and there is no transcription because lactose is absent, so certainly glucose will be used here. Here lactose and glucose, both of them are available, but lactose is here, so we can see that there is the normal expression or the low transcription of the genes responsible for the lactose catabolism are expressed. But when glucose is absent here, this CAMP will be produced because adenylyl cyclase is active now. CAMP will bind to the CAP and it will activate or enhance the activity of the RNA polymerase II activity, and we can see the higher transcription of the genes responsible for the lactose catabolism. So the absence of the glucose enhances the expression of the genes responsible for the lactose catabolism. That's why it is positive control. Next is the tryptophan operon. This is repressible operon, as we have discussed in the previous slide. So before it was a catabolism, in this case it is the anabolism, the synthesis of the tryptophan. So tryptophan is the final product. So if the tryptophan is there, we don't need to transcribe or the synthesize the enzyme responsible for the tryptophan synthesis, because you don't want to waste the energy or the cell don't want to waste the energy. So when tryptophan is available or it is synthesized enough, it will go and bind to the tryptophan repressor, and when tryptophan repressor and tryptophan both are bind or they are forming a complex, this complex is able to bind to the operator to inhibit the transcription of the genes responsible for tryptophan synthesis. So the presence of the tryptophan will inhibit the tryptophan synthesis, and the absence of the tryptophan, there will be the synthesis of the genes responsible, synthesis of the genes products which are responsible for the tryptophan synthesis will be expressed. So when tryptophan is absent, this tryptophan repression will not bind to the operator, and there will be the normal transcription of all the enzymes. Okay. So first the mRNA, then the enzymes. And when tryptophan is present, it will be attenuated here. So how the tryptophan is synthesized? It is the first product is the corismate, 8-glutamine and corismate, they combine to form the anthranilate, and the glutamine form the glutamate plus pyruvate. And here the PRPP, it will release one pyrophosphate and the anthranilate will form N5-phosphoribosyl anthranilate. This will become enol 1-O-carboxyl phenylamino 1-deoxyribulose phosphate. There is a release of a CO2 and a water molecule, and it will lead to the indole 3-glycerol phosphate. And from here, there is a glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate release, and the addition of a L-serine results in the L-tryptophan formation. And these are the enzymes, they are acting in these steps. So between corismate to anthranilate, it is the anthranilate synthase 1 and 2. And between these two and these two, this is the N5-phosphoribosyl anthranilate isomerase indole 3-glycerol phosphate synthase. And between the indole 3-glycerol phosphate to the tryptophan, the catalyzing enzyme is the tryptophan synthase alpha 2 beta 2. So after understanding the negative and the positive regulation, inducible and the repressible operon, we will understand what are the components those are responsible in regulating the expression in the eukaryotes. So in prokaryote, the method is simple. In eukaryote, there is the presence of the introns also. And there is the presence of the additional factor that makes it more complicated. But we will not go in detail of understanding any catabolism or the anabolism process in the eukaryotes, but we will understand in the operon or the regulon of the gene, eukaryotic DNA or the eukaryotic chromosomes, what are the components those are responsible. So this is the initiator. We know that the transcription initiates at the +1. It is same in case of the eukaryotes and the prokaryotes, and in case of the eukaryotes, it is called the initiator. So in case of the Drosophila, this is the sequence TCA. It can be G or T, then T, it can be T or C. And in case of the mammals, it is means any nucleotide YAN, it can be TA, then it can be YY. And downstream promoter element, this is the A or G, then G, then A or T, C or T, then G, A or C. And this is the Tata box. This is very important. This is also called the Goldstein-Hogness box. And here there is a Tata binding protein, and this Tata box and the initiator, both of them in combined, they called promoter in case of the eukaryote. And this is the transcription factor 2B recognition element, also called the BRA, and this is the sequence. It can be G or C, G or C, G or A, then CG, CC. So when Tata box is absent in some eukaryotes, the DNA or the RNA polymerase, they binds at the BRE region. And the silencer that we will discuss now, that is the switch, molecular switch off. So upstream or the 5' of the BRE, we have the enhancer or the silencer. That silencer is the molecular switch off. There is an insulator region between enhancer or silencer and the Tata box. There is an insulator which is almost means equal to or more than 42 base pairs in length. And the sequence is the CCC-TC, and it can only active when there is a CTCF zinc finger protein binding factor is available. So this is the DNA sequence that is responsible for the gene regulation. But epigenetics means which is anything chromosome, like the chromosome folding, chromosome post-translational modification, they all combinedly called the epigenetics, like the methylation, acetylation, or any post-translational modification, as well as the chromosome foldings are epigenetics. And epigenetics had also a role in the gene regulation. Like the methylation, which is also called the second code of DNA, is a common method of gene silencing. Histone deacetylation, when the histone is not acetylated, is another method of the gene silencing. Then the S3K9, K for lysine, this is the histone 3, lysine 9 position when it is deacetylated. Then the histone demethylation can happen also S3, K4, means lysine 4 position. So these are the enhancer, silencer, insulators, BRE, data box, initiator, DPE, and there is the structural loci. They are found at the gene regulation site in case of the eukaryotes. Thank you.